fighting out of Japan, Hugh!
인긴無礼の証拠には暗中飛躍のしのぎがある。ほら誰かさんが誰かさんが誰かさんが忍び足。
Undefeated kickboxing sensation from the land of the rising sun, Japan. He's a Japanese national Kyokushin karate champion, a secondary black belt in karate. And I know, because he's involved in the empty hands, I know my man Rich Franklin is a very big fan. Also, a second-degree karate black belt.
I do like watching these guys who have that karate background and how they implement it into their kickboxing. Hugh does a much better job than I do at that. And it's indicative of the kind of footwork that he has. Look, when I see this fight, this is a matchup that's very similar to the one we just saw. Hugh has great footwork. He's going to need to use that footwork tonight, and his left kick is disruptive. He's going to want to keep that distance. He's got a 4-inch height advantage here. And so I see this just, if he can win, playing out in a similar fashion that the last fight played out. Keep his distance, use the left kick, use the footwork, Matador, El Jamari, and move on from there.
He is very excited about this opportunity. He just graduated from university with a degree in English literature. And what he is hoping to write some poetry here tonight. He believes he can knock out Jamari in the first round.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this next match is three-minute rounds of flyweight kickboxing. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Olivier Cost. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, training out of Team Medisateur and Team 3K, holding an undefeated fight record of 10 wins and no losses. Representing Japan, and introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, training out of Super Leg Gym, representing Morocco, Zakaria El Jamari.
Alright, watch out for the headbutt, logo, and back of the head. You both know the rules. Fight fair, fight clean. Tajor if you want.
The boss, Olivier Cost, with the final instructions for this. Flyweight kickboxing bout. Hugh in the black, Zakaria El Jamari in the white and gold, and we are underway. Immediately, the southpaw Hugh tries to back up El Jamari. El Jamari has a lot of special things planned for the karate black belt as Hugh continues to apply that pressure. Good footwork to not follow, but to try to cut off Zakaria.
Yeah, this is the second time, you know, El Jamari said that he planned on coming out to the center of the ring and creating a war and pushing Hugh backwards. And we're seeing right now Hugh basically putting Jamari's back on the ropes.
Hugh's been training out in Pattaya, Thailand with Team Medisateur. So many high-level strikers out there, really helping Hugh come into his own and bring out a very flashy and flamboyant style of striking. Look at the footwork, cutting off Zakaria El Jamari, staying right inside the kitchen of the Moroccan champion.
Yeah, he uses these micro movements in his footwork, so he never makes big motions, which makes him close the distance really quite well.
That body shot was a beautifully timed Mikazuki Gedi right to the body of Zakaria El Jamari. He has to make sure he defends that open side. We've got open stance, so we've got one guy in
southpaw, one guy in orthodox. So it really opens up those rear side weapons as Hugh momentarily switches stances to throw a spinning back kick.
El Jamari is doing a good job with his defense here. He's playing a smart game, and he talked about that quick little clash of heads right here on the entry. Not on purpose. Neither one of them is cut open, it looks like. So,
You good? Sure? Be careful, please.
Warning by Olivier Coste.
but El Jamari's doing a good job with his defense. See how tight his hands are. So far Hugh hasn't been able to land any really big shots. And he talked about this. He talked about being aggressive on his offense and just being very composed on his defense.
You expected, like you did, Rich, for El Jamari to really try to come forward as he gets caught with a big shot.
Oh, he's really hurt. Oh, he's really hurt.
What a knockout. He called his shot and got it. First round KO.
You know what, Mitch? Just like that, Dwayne missed it.
He points to me and says, "Yo, I told you."
He did.
You cannot win, Rich Franklin, when you are watching Hugh. The young man is absolutely dynamite. So explosive. One shot. We have got to rewind that tape just so the fans and Rich Franklin can see that again.
Yeah, this is the replay, but for me, it's the first time seeing it. Nice little double jab there. Then throws El Jamari, backed him up in the corner, and then he followed it up. Good little footwork right there, like the nuances of that technique. He followed it up with that knee for the knockout. Beautiful.
Found the hole, was patient too. Threw those two shots off speed, created the opening right through the guard. The knee came up the middle, and Hugh makes it 11-0 in fashion. Let's go to Don Lau to get the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Olivier Coste, has called a stop to this contest after 2 minutes and 12 seconds in the very first round for your winner by way of knockout.
Hugh extends his perfect record to 11-0 with a beautiful first round knockout victory. This young man is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen.
Chuyển động cùng Võ Việt.